Hi, I'm Chuck Haren, Field CISO for F5.
And I'm Lauren McVitty, Distinguished Engineer and Chief Evangelist for F5. So, with respect to API and API security, Chuck, because you've been there,
Yeah,
you know, why is it so hard, right? What makes it so difficult?
it's a great question. And one of the things that makes API security so difficult is that APIs can exist in so many different places, and different pieces within the ecosystem impact the controls or lack of controls of APIs in different ways. And so there are three main lenses that we brought to bear, and those three lenses are traffic, code, and then visibility from the outside world. And without that multi-lens approach, it winds up being like the old three blind men and elephant fable about what is this elephant in the room. It feels like a tree trunk, it feels like a vine. You really don't have enough context to understand exactly what the problems are and what you need to prioritize. So you may have APIs that you see, for example, in traffic. You can see them across a load balancer, but you don't see them in your code base. You may have code bases that have APIs that you don't see in your traffic, which means that's a potential zombie API that's listening but not actively being used, maybe an old version or something. Or you may see APIs, if you scan yourself doing a reconnaissance from the outside, that are hosted inside your organization. So you would see those in your traffic, but they may also be hosted at third parties, and you wouldn't see that across a load balancer. So any of these single lenses by itself is not sufficient to give you the context to get to what security is all about in the modern age, which is really intelligent allocation of resources.
And I know that, right, you have some thoughts about AI and API security and where that intersection is. So, would you like to share them? You can share.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's some good news and some bad news. So the good news is defenders, then people that I call defenders are folks like, CISOs, security operations, SREs, DevSecOps engineers, incident responders, the folks who run towards fires instead of running away to fires. Whatever's wrong with us, we're just wired that way. Um, but they need that context and understanding to understand what the attack surface is, what data is behind it, and how to prioritize and allocate resources and assign tickets. Like, who even owns this API? And in the context of AI, there's a lot of good stuff that AI can help with: simplifying the operating environment, helping to create refined firewall rules, refined I rules if you're a big IP customer, understanding all of these things. Like, these models can be really, really powerful for defenders, but they're also really, really powerful for attackers. And they also help developers write faster code. And the third context that I really want to pull out for the audience is that a world of AI is a world of APIs. AI models use APIs. They create APIs. The data goes across APIs. And when you think of new threats against AI models, things like weighting, scoring, how the AI models actually work, are exposed via these APIs that can facilitate model theft and then model cloning, identification of a surrogate attack against a model, and then replaying those attacks that work against your model. So securing your APIs is really, really critical for your AI that you're building as part of your AI factories in 2025 and 2026. And using AI for defenders to simplify things is really, really critical. We know the attackers are already using it, and we've seen this has been even a couple of months ago. Hack GPT and some other tools beating these capture the flag challenges in minutes that would normally take people hours. They're really raising the effectiveness of the attackers. The defenders have to adopt that same technology, otherwise the asymmetry is just almost unworkable. It's important that we don't skip over APIs on the way to AI, because APIs are how AI works.
Yep.
And you can't build a secure architecture for your AI models or your AI factory if you don't take that API visibility, security, change management, understanding how the API functions are changing through different iterations as you produce and expose these AI models. That's what F5 and our partners are very busy building, these reference architectures and things, so that the ecosystem of controls is in place. You still need DDoS, you still need WAF, you still need rate limiting, you still need these things that only full proxies can provide for your AI models. They're just the most modern and most distributed types of applications, but the regular security fundamentals all still apply.
They do. And that's probably why API security was tagged as like the most important service people planned on using to secure their AI when we asked them in the State of Application Strategy earlier this year, which you can get at f5.com.
Awesome.
So I'm Lauren McVitty. I'm not an AI yet. We're working on it. Not there. So I'm still real.
And I'm Chuck Haren. I'm not yet Chuck Bot, but you'll be the first to know whenever we publish.